Okay, so I'm gonna speak about how both nights went for me. Um, I was gonna do it like two separate videos, but because I wasn't like a main role, I haven't got like a bunch, a lot to say compared to like if I was like a main role because I would see like the difference. Okay, so basically I'm speaking about the first night, so on the Wednesday. Um, Overall, I was happy with myself. I wasn't doubting myself. I wasn't like worried or anything. I wasn't feeling anxious about it after. I was normal. I was proud of everyone. I was so proud of everyone because we actually we only had like 4 weeks to prepare this 2 hour long show. So already that on top of us was really like oh nerve wracking and anxious for probably the teachers as well. Um, so they gave us another week to um, to rehearse, which made such a difference as well. Um, so with the first show, so the first problem that I had, the first problem was basically me and Emily we start off the play. We're two hedgehogs and we were like underneath this like quill blanket thing. It was quite thick and it was really heavy as well. And we put it on top of ourselves, and we have to wait for our cue line, and then we'd shake it 3 times and then wake up because the beginning scene is basically like the hedgehogs, squirrels, riverbankers. They're all waking up. It's like really early, probably 6, 7 in the morning. Everyone's waking up, going about the day and stuff. So with this, oh, actually, I'm gonna speak about something before that. Our warm up. I wasn't happy with the warm up as well because basically I was really nervous anyway. I get nervous with anything if it's like a show, an exam, anything. I get really bad nerves, which isn't a bad thing at all. Like if you didn't have nerves, then you wouldn't care. That's how I see it. Um, but yeah, we did a warm up with Gav, and already my heart was racing very quick. He did like a jumpy, very cardio related warm up, and I wasn't happy with it all because it made my heart rate even go quicker, and I couldn't breathe at one point. Like I just didn't want it. I wanted to relax, have a nice vocal warm up, feel like calm, feel like excited, but not that excited. Like I just didn't like it. I didn't feel like it was appropriate, especially for me because I get really nervous anyway. So having, to be like jumpy and I just didn't think it was appropriate enough. It wasn't appropriate. Like we should have gone with like with a more calmer exercise, and that's what we did on show day 2 with Leanne. Leanne had a nice vocal um, warm up to get our voice going. She also did nice like breathing exercises to get our heart rates calming down. And she did the cutest, loveliest thing ever was like to give everyone like a confident booster of like that you're doing well, like keep doing this, keep doing that, like be she said to me, be the sexiest gypsy you can be. And I was just like, yeah, loved it. Like I feel like that really helped everyone. Like it kind of like helped you remember who you are and not to be afraid to go that one extreme more. Okay, so all of that happened. Back to day 1. The beginning scene was perfectly fine and like it was amazing. I get really like I love doing that scene because it's just so cute. Like everyone's just going about their day. Like I'm in a group of hedgehogs who are going to school with Rim, who's a teacher. I have to like nudge Tanner because he's like the grumpy one that doesn't like school and stuff, which made it a little bit funny as well. Um, but yeah, that was fine. Also on day 2 of the show day, it was fine as well. Like nothing messed up or anything. Um, I did struggle on day 1 actually that I didn't do, but I did on day 2. Is basically we got given the notes to in the tech run to basically when you leave off stage not to leave out of character because a lot of people do that quite a lot. Like they just oh, I'm off stage, I'm just gonna go back to being me. Um, when I left the opening scene, I kind of just walked off like me, and I don't know. You just kind of like in the moment, you kind of forget that like, oh, I'm meant to be an animal. I feel like with animals, though, it's really hard because like I don't know. I just find it really hard to be an animal on stage because you like lose it. Like if you're not wearing like if you just have a hat on, you don't really feel like an animal. Like you need to mentally prepare yourself and tell yourself you're an animal, act like an animal. It's just really hard, especially when you're like half animal, half human. I just find it like I don't know. I find it really like difficult. I had to like keep telling myself you're an animal, like be an animal and stuff. Um, this is all on day one, by the way, to make it clear. So yeah, on day two, um, I was we lined up basically to get ready to go back to class, but it was actually just to leave stage. And when we lined up, I kind of like pricked Emily with my spikes. I'm meant to be a hedgehog, and we kind of had like a little like toddler fight that you would usually see like in the line when you're about to go to class. I did that with Emily, and I did it all once I went off stage. Oh, and that felt so much better because I literally felt like I am actually in class. I'm about to go to class. So I really felt like I was the character. So yeah, that I felt so much better after doing that. Back to part one, well, day one. So the Weasels as well. I feel 100% confident with anything to do with the Weasels. I've grown such a good connection with them. Like I don't feel like they're my classmates. I feel like we're actually a gang with called the Wild Winners. Like we're all like an actual like Weasel gang. I don't know, like for example Tanner, he has this personality when he's a Weasel that is just not Tanner. Like you know, like some people can get like can find it like difficult to stay in character, especially with like someone like me, especially with an animal. But with Tanner, every time he stepped on stage when he was a Weasel, it wasn't Tanner, and I loved it. I loved it because you know, you should be like that. As soon as you're on stage, you're not your. It's not you. It's someone else. Um, but yeah, the Weasels went perfect. I knew all my lines. Both nights I didn't mess up any lines. I was happy with it. Um, I probably could have had more characterization of how like they moved and stuff because they're very quick animals. But I find it's really hard because they're really small and they crouch a lot as well, and they're really long as well. So it's just hard. Like in general, I always find it hard to be an animal on stage. I never feel like I just feel like I'm me, and then I'm just doing weird things on stage. I don't know. I think it's just personally to me. Um, yeah, I think it's just personally to me. Like I just don't feel like an animal on stage. I don't know if that came across to the audience as well, but yeah. So what else happened? Um, car crash. Probably like one of the funniest scenes I do there. Um, when when we have to like slow motion do. Oh, sorry. Slow motion do the move like the objects in slow motion. It's a bit hard because Gavin gave a note to Emily about how this is all slow, but the feet is going like